Soviet aggression was becoming a significant problem for the United States. President Harry Truman knew that Joseph Stalin, the leader of the Soviet Union, was not going to be satisfied with just their gains in Eastern Europe. In fact, Joseph Stalin was already creating significant trouble in places like Greece, Turkey, as well as Italy. In particular, Greece, because the Soviet regime had already started to undermine the Greece government there that was already weakened by other outside influences. And rebels that were creating havoc in Greece were wanting a communist regime there, and the Soviet Union was more than happy to support that and support that chaos. They were also trying to influence elections in Italy by propping up communist leaders there, communist politicians. And so why? Why would they do that? Well, especially with Greece and Italy, having access to the Mediterranean is a significant, piece to economic success there. And basically having access to the Mediterranean and easy access to the Suez Canal could bring a lot of power to the Soviet Union. And by influencing Turkey, by getting access to their air bases there, well, the Middle East is just right next door. And so this was bringing a lot of concern to the United States, and the Soviet Union's grand plans of expanding their global influence was very real. If you live under a communist regime, freedom is really not an option. In fact, you're not going to have any. And so the United States knew this, and many people in these countries were afraid of the Soviet Union taking over and taking advantage of their dire political situation. And so the United States and President Harry Truman, they offered this plan called Truman Doctrine. Truman Doctrine was to promise people that were to resist attempted subjugation that the United States would help them out. Basically, if the Soviet Union was trying to take them over, if the Soviet Union was trying to undermine their government and basically set up shop there, the United States would give them aid. And that aid could be in the form of political aid, military aid, and financial aid. That way, the United States would have their backs. They would not be fighting these battles against the mighty Soviet Union on their own. And this way, they would be able to stop the spread of communism, stop the spread of dictatorships and puppet governments going into Europe and other countries. And so Truman Doctrine was a policy that was set for many, many years.